Hello, my name is Charlie Gibbs and I'm going to tell you about the history of the Industrial Revolution. What if I told you that the modern world, cities, factories, even your daily routine started with a revolution, not of war, but of machines? Welcome to the story of the Industrial Revolution in Great Britain, the moment that changed human history forever. In this video, we'll explore what life was like before, why the revolution happened, and how it transformed society, and its lasting impact on our world today. Let's go back in time. Part 1. Before the Industrial Revolution. Before 1760, Great Britain was very different. It was mainly a rural and agricultural society. Around 80% of people lived in the countryside working on farms. Life followed the rhythm of nature, sunrise, sunset, and the season. Work was not done in factories but at home. This system was called the domestic system. People spun wool or wove cloth in their own houses, while merchants provided materials and collected finished goods. It was slow and production was limited. Society was also very traditional. There were strong communities, a limited social mobility, and a clear social hierarchy. Life was stable, but not very dynamic. Part 2. The causes of the Industrial Revolution. Why did the Industrial Revolution begin in Great Britain in the late 18th century? The Industrial Revolution didn't happen by accident. It was the result of several key factors. 1. There were abundant natural resources in the country, such as coal, iron ore, limestone, water power, and timber. 2. Thanks to the agricultural revolution, new farming techniques increased food production. This meant more food and more people. 3. Between 1750 and 1800, the British population doubled. Consequently, there were more workers, but also more consumers. 4. There were significant improvements in transportation with the advent of trains and railways and steamboats. Communication also developed thanks to newspapers and the telegraph. 5. Capital and investments contributed to the development of the Industrial Revolution. Britain's global trade and colonial empire brought huge profits which could be invested in the new industries. 6. Innovation and new inventions such as the steam engine, the spinning jenny, or the power loom changed everything. Innovation was in the air, inspired by the Enlightenment. 7. During the Victorian Age, there was a political stability and most of the policies implemented were supportive of the Industrial Revolution. Part 3. Where and how it started. The Industrial Revolution began in northern England. Cities like Manchester and Birmingham became early industrial centers thanks to nearby coal and rivers. It all started in the textile industry and notably thanks to the use of cotton. What was the big change? It was the shift from home production to factories. Machines and workers were brought together in one place. This created faster production and higher efficiency. This was the birth of the factory system. Part 4. What happened during the Industrial Revolution? The effects were dramatic. First, the landscape changed. Factories, railways, and polluted cities appeared. Britain became known as the workshop of the world. The second, urbanization. Millions of people moved from the countryside to cities in search of work. But cities grew too fast. The result? Overcrowded neighborhoods, what we call slums. Third, the economy transformed. The agriculture was replaced by the industry. Small-scale production was changed to mass production. Independent workers became what was called wage labor. Finally, society changed. Two new social classes emerged: the bourgeoisie, or the factory owners, the working class, or factory workers, and tensions between them started to grow. Part 5. The consequences of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution brought progress, but also serious problems. 1. Social consequences. Workers faced harsh conditions. They worked from 12 to 16 hours a day. Child labor was commonplace at that time, and the wages earned were very low. 2. Living conditions. Living conditions were often terrible. The streets and the workers' neighborhoods or slums were overcrowded. Diseases and various infections circulated among the poor residents because hygiene measures and proper sanitation systems did not exist in the Victorian era. Consequently, life expectancy considerably dropped in cities at first. 3. Economic consequences. The Industrial Revolution transformed Britain's economy. Production increased massively, and Britain became the most powerful economy in the world. 1. Factories and machines. Factories and machines allowed goods to be produced faster and in much larger quantities. Industrial production expanded rapidly across Britain. 2. Railways and trades. Railways and steamships improved transport and trade. Goods could now move quickly between cities and across the world. 3. Massive increase in production. Production grew enormously. For example, cotton production increased more than 20 times after industrialization. 4. Britain's economic power. As industry and trade expanded, Britain became richer and more powerful. Banks, trade, and the navy helped Britain dominate global markets. 5. Global impact. Conclusion. British manufactured goods reach markets worldwide. The Industrial Revolution created a global trading system and made Britain the leading industrial nation of the 19th century. 4. Cultural consequences. Traditional ways of life disappeared. Thinkers like Karl Marx described this as alienation, a feeling of disconnection from work and society. 5. New ideas also appeared, such as socialism, trade unions, workers' rights movements such as Chartism. Part 6. Legacy and Impact. The Industrial Revolution shaped the modern world. 1. Economically, it created modern capitalism and global markets. 2. Socially and politically, it led to trade unions, labor laws, welfare reforms. 3. Technologically, it introduced mechanization, railways, industrial production. 4. And globally, it spread across Europe, the United States, and eventually the entire world. A conclusion. The Industrial Revolution gave birth to the modern world as we know it. The Industrial Revolution was a turning point in human history. It transformed a rural society into an industrial and urban one. It created wealth, but also inequality. And it raises a question that is still important today. Does economic progress always come with human and social costs? The Industrial Revolution. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment. Was the Industrial Revolution negative or positive? I want to read your comments on that. Subscribe for more easy English history content and switch on the notification bell for brand new videos on Mega Easy English YouTube channel. See you in the next video.